we have a trapezoid in trapezoid ABCD, then we can say two things. The first thing is kind of silly, but we're going to say it anyways. AB is parallel to DC. And if AB is parallel to DC and EF is the mid segment, then we can also say it's parallel to EF as well. So basically all three of those lines are parallel to each other. If they continued on forever, they would never cross paths. The second thing is the most important thing, which is where we are going to put kind of like the formula that you're going to use. So in your picture, in the middle, yes, take the pass. We're going to put a little times 2. You're always going to multiply the mid segment by 2. So we're going to say 2 times EF is equal to, technically, this is the base, the first base, and this is the second base, base 1 plus base 2. So basically you're doing 2 times the mid segment, the middle, is equal to base 1 and base 2 added together. When it was a triangle, it was multiplied by 2 in the middle and it equal to the only base because it was a triangle. It didn't have 2 bases. So now we just need to add our bases together. Okay. So let's go to number 1. We're using the trapezoid above for questions 1 through 4. So these first 4 pictures or first 4 questions without a picture, you're using the picture that's given. So if AB is 14, if the top is 14 and DC is 26, so they're giving us base 1 and they're giving us base 2, we need to find EF, where EF is the mid segment. So I'm going to use my formula. I'm going to take my mid segment and I'm going to multiply by 2. Let's just call this guy like X. So we'll say 2 times X equals base 1 plus base 2 added together. So I'm going to take my bases and I'm going to add them together. So what is 14 plus 26 going to give me? (26 plus 14? 40. And then the only thing I need to do is divide by 2. So this tells me that EF, the mid segment, would actually be a length of 20. Because I took the top base, I took the bottom base, I added them together, and I basically divided by 2. So we're going to do the same thing with question 3. This says EF is equal to 22. So this is actually the mid segment. So this is the mid segment. DC is 38. DC is base 2. I have to find AB, which is base 1. What I'm trying to find, I'm just going to call this X, because what I'm trying to find is like the missing unknown, the variable. Okay, so I'm going to use the same exact formula, basically. 2 times the mid segment equals the bases added together. So my mid segment is 22, so I'm going to do 2 times 22. So I'm doubling my mid segment and I'm equaling it to my bases added together. So I'm going to take my 2 bases, 38 and X, and add them together. 38 plus X, because the bases need to be added together. My mid segment is being doubled. So what is 2 times 22? 44. And then what's the last thing I need to do to solve for X in this case? Minus 38 to both sides. 44 minus 38. X equals 6. So really AB is equal to 6. They're usually not going to give you, they're not going to not give you a picture for these kind of problems. So you're usually just going to have a picture right in front of you. So I think it makes more sense whenever your picture already has your numbers on it and you're using this to solve for your missing X value. So let's get to, this is like the kind of question that will be on your test. It's going to be like on your EOC. They're going to give you a picture to actually use. Okay, so it says for trapezoid PQRS, Y and Z are the midpoints of the legs. Find YZ. So basically I have a mid segment. So I'm going to take the mid segment and I'm multiplying by 2, just like I did with the triangle. I'm literally putting it on the line. So I'm doing 2 multiplied by my mid segment. My mid segment is 5x minus 19. What's going to be on the other side of my equal sign? X plus 14. So I'm going to add my bases together. It doesn't matter which one goes first. X plus 14 plus the other base, which is 38. So it's 2 times the middle equals the bases added together. So now I just simplify. So I'm going to get rid of my parentheses using the distributive property. So if I distribute 2 into the parentheses, 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times 19, negative 38. And then over here, I can actually combine 14 and 38. If I combine 14 and 38, what do they bring down together? $52. And now it's like a multi-step equation. So I will add 38 to both sides to get rid of the minus 38. Bless you. 52 plus 38 makes 90. And now I'm minus 1x to both sides, or minus x. That makes 9x equals 90. So what does x actually equal? 10. So if I plug it back in, I have to find yz. Y to z is the mid segment. So I'm plugging 10 back into yz. Yes. So I'm doing 5 times 10 minus 19, bless you. So yz equals 31. So just like when we did triangles, we have to multiply by 2, distribute, and then you should always simplify basically to an equation with an equal sign on both sides, or like in the middle. Okay, let's go down to number 7, because number 6 is easier than number 7. So number 7, we're going to do the same thing. You're taking the middle. You're going to multiply by 2. Try to at least set up the equation. The mid segment is what's being multiplied by 2. Try to see if you can write out the first step. So if I multiply the mid segment by 2, I should have 2 multiplied by 8x minus 3. Bless you. So twice the mid segment is equal to the top and the bottom added together. It does not matter which one goes first. You could do the top first, the bottom first, doesn't matter. So I'll put x plus 7 plus 6x plus 5. If you said this backwards, it doesn't matter, because either way we're combining like terms. So over here, let's get rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to distribute my 2. 2 times 8x is 16x. 2 times 3 is 6, so minus 6. On the right side, I have an x and I have a 6x. If I bring them together to combine like terms, that makes 7x. And then if I do the same thing with the numbers, I have to combine like terms. So I'm going to combine my 7 and my 5. 7 and 5, they're both positive. They're coming together. So that should make positive 12. So it should always reduce down to like a similar equation that we've been doing. Either a two-step equation or 2 on each side. So now I'm going to move, it doesn't really matter what I move, but most people are going to move the 6 over. So the opposite of -6 is +6. $12 + 6 is 18. And now I'm going to -7 to both sides. So I have 9x equals 18. Last step, divide by 2, or divide by 9, you get 2. And then I have to plug it back in. So on your EOC, you're going to have to plug things back in. It says find UV. So I'm going to plug it back in to UV. U to V is 8x minus 3. So I'm plugging it back in to 8x minus 3. So I'm going to do 8 times 2 minus 3. And you don't even have to write this out. You could do it in a calculator. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 minus 3 is 13. Yeah. I'm not going to throw it. This is my last one. If I break it, I'm going to cry. Like literally.
So.
Yeah.
There's like.
No, you can come get it if you want it.
Thank you.
Do you want to do one more on the back? Let's do one more on the back. Let's do 12. 12 is easy, but people get confused just because it's just numbers. So for number 12, I'm trying to find AB. AB does not have anything on it at all. So I'm going to put a little X there just so it's kind of like, that's what I'm trying to find, because there's no X anywhere in the problem. There's no equations. So I can use an X to represent what I'm trying to find. So I'm going to use the same process. The mid segment is being multiplied by 2. So I'm physically going to put that on my picture. That's what's being multiplied by 2. And then I'm adding the bases together. So I'm doing 2 times 22 equals the bases X plus the bottom base, which is 29. So X plus 29. So it's almost so easy that people get confused. So 2 times 22 is 44. Thank you. And then I have to solve for X, so I'm going to minus 29 to both sides. So X equals 15. And I'm trying to find AB. We said AB is X. So AB is just 15. How do we feel? Do we feel okay? Why don't you try to set up 13? And then before you guys can we'll make sure it's correct completely. Try to set up 13. You can write the equation correctly. Fills with the 2 bases together. There's 13. Are you okay? Who said that? Who said that? Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure.
But which one? Number 13?
Mid-segment. What the fuck? Damn it. The middle is being multiplied. Son of a.
Right.
I need that.
The
I need that.
mid-segment,
I
the
need that thing
middle,
again.
the middle, the
I need that.
middle.
I need that. Yeah.
Use pencil. Look at the pencil.
It looks better than pen.
Then do it after pen. Like write a pencil and then write a pen.
Last thing you're getting it. Damn. I only have a little bit left. It's not going to already. So multiply by 25.
You're multiplying by 2 to the 25, yes.
Whatever's in the middle.
Okay, so number 13, hopefully you tried to set it up. The middle is being multiplied by 2 because it's the mid segment. So this is being multiplied by 2. So I'm going to do 2 times 45 equals the top and the bottom added together. It doesn't matter which one goes first. I'm just going to put the top one. 3x plus 11 plus 10x minus 12. And then I would combine like terms on the left side, or the right side, sorry. The left side, you're distributing the 2. 2 times 45 is 90. And then you're combining like terms. So you have to combine your x's. 3 and 10 make 13x. 11 and negative 12 make minus 1. And then you should be able to solve it from there.